I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me, still with the dolls that I grew beside, all the niggas around me, I gotta watch the time cause it's flying right by, I'm outside in an AMG.
What's up, YouTube family, and welcome back to another video produced, created, and edited by your girl, period. So before we get into the video, I want to remind you all to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl, and you might as well click that bell notification button so you are reminded whenever I upload, because I upload every Sunday and Thursday at 2:30 p.m. So as you guys can see by the thumbnail, we're doing another makeup video, and we're going to try and stay away from purples and pinks, even though those are like literally my favorite color. But besides the point, we're going to stay in the warm family, and we're going to do something with yellow. And yellow is super hard to pull off for dark-skinned individuals. I've tried to do countless makeup looks with yellow, and they always look muddy, or they just don't come out pigmented enough and stuff. So let's get into the video.
Okay, family, so to get started on the makeup look, I'm just going to take this artist brush that I got from Michael's. It came in a huge pack. And I'm going to take my concealer from LA Pro Concealer in the color Toast, and I'm going to use that just to clean up under my brows. Even though they're already filled in, I just thought it would just save a little bit more time on the makeup look if y'all didn't have to see me do my eyebrows. And again, if you guys would like a updated eyebrow look, please leave it in the comment section below, or, you know, give this video a thumbs up if you actually want to see that. To get started on the base for this look, I'm going to take my LA Pro Concealer in Natural, and I'm just going to put a generous amount on my eyelids and take this fluffy brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to pat that in, making sure to keep it as even as possible. That way, whenever I start to add my color, it's not going to look splotchy and patchy. To draw the base of my shape, I'm going to take the Juvia's Place Contour Kit in Deep Dark, and I'm going to take the darkest shade at the bottom with an angled brush, and I'm just going to begin outlining the actual winged shape that I'm going to be using for this look. And I usually don't do any eyeshadow looks like this, so this was very new and a spur of the moment kind of makeup look. But basically what I'm doing is just, you know, following the natural shape of my eyelid at the top, and then I am flicking it outwards to create that wing. To blend out the edges of the shape that I just put down, I'm going to take my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. Fulani is the color I'm going to be using on a bullet brush that I got from MORPHE. It came in a pack, and I'm just going to start blending it on top of the first color that I put down. Now, once the second color is down, I'm going to go back in with my angled brush with the original color, and I'm just going to deepen up that shade just because I lost a bit of it when I was applying the second shade. I'm gonna pretty much start going back and forth between both shades and brushes just to make it not look so harsh. So because the brown shade just wasn't giving, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my JACYLN Hill palette, and I'm gonna take this black shade that's in the palette, and I'm gonna use that same angled brush that I used for the first dark brown shade. And I'm gonna put that in place of it, or just put it over the top just to deepen it up a bit, and then start to drag it up top to the Fulani, just to kind of like, it's just really just to like really emphasize the shape that I'm trying to achieve with this look, because the dark brown just wasn't dark enough and showing up as much as I needed it to. To clean up my shape, I'm going to take my micellar water with a Q-tip, and I'm just going to clean off my lid where that extra concealer was. That way I can clean off my lids to prep it for the concealer I'm going to put down as a base for the yellow shade. To prep my lids for color, I'm going to take my Morphe Cosmetics concealer in the shade 0, and I'm going to take another artist brush from the same packet, but this one is a lot more detailed and smaller, and this is just going to help me have a bit more control on where I place the concealer, because I don't want to mess up the outline that I already previously put together and made in the beginning of this look. And once that's all applied, I'm going to take that same Real Techniques fluffy brush just to blend it out and make it more smooth. That way when I actually apply my color, it's not going to be patchy or just nasty looking and stuff. Now that my base is prepped, I'm going to take my ZULU palette from JUVIA'S place, and I'm going to use that nice bright yellow shade in the center of the palette. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. brush. It is a C brush, and it's super dense and short, and this is just going to help me pack and get a lot of color payoff with this color. Once the yellow is placed down, I'm going to take this fluffy brush that I got from Target just to sweep all the excess off. And then I'm going to take an even smaller detailed brush from Morphe Cosmetics. It is a M224 brush. And again, just to make sure my cut crease is as defined as I need it to be, I'm going to go back in with my first 2 to 3 shades with the ankle brush and the little bullet blender brush. And I'm going to deepen that crease out. Moving on to eyeliner, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Paris Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner Pen, and before I even get to that, I'm going to take my pencil and begin tight lining my bottom waterline. Then once I get to the liquid liner part, I'm just going to do a regular just liner on the top lid. I'm not going to wing it out just because just because the makeup look doesn't really call for that, since the shape in itself is winged. To prep my lashes for falsies, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in the color Black. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to pair this look with some lashes from my brand Remembrance collection in the style Divine Feminine. Click the link in the description box down below for a direct link to my online store. And if you find any lash styles that you think are super cute, you can go ahead and use the code BFF in the checkout section for some money off your order. Moving on to the face, I'm going to take my Milk Makeup Hydro Primer, and I'm going to squeeze a little bit out on my finger and just begin applying it all throughout my face. And I usually pair this with my BECCA Cosmetics primer as well, just to make sure it's as matte as possible. For foundation, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Matte Poreless in the shade 370, and I'm going to dump the foundation on the back of my hand just to warm it up before applying it to my face. Then I'm going to take a dense foundation brush from Morphe. I cannot remember what the name or the number of it is, but I got it from Ulta, if that helps. Once the foundation is all blended in, I'm going to take my concealer. It is Tarte in the shade 44H. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that under my eyes. I'm also going to put it on my chin and forehead as well, just to add a little bit of highlight and definition. I'm taking my IT Cosmetics shadow brush. It is a 112 brush, and this is really good to have in your arsenal of brushes because it's really good at blending out and diffusing all the color, but still making sure you have that payoff and coverage that you still need. And it's small enough to get under your eyes to get in all the fine lines and creases. Once the concealer is all blended in, you want to go ahead and go back with your foundation brush just to blend out the edges and to, you know, make everything a little bit more seamless and more skin-like, I should say. Now it's time to set the face, and I'm going to take my fluffy brush from Real Techniques and this face powder from CoverGirl. It is in Deep Cool number 4, and I'm just going to pretty much, you know, apply that all throughout my face just to set the foundation that I previously applied. To set my under eyes, I'm going to take my Morphe M536 brush, and I'm going to press that into my loose powder from Black Radiance. It's in the shade Honeymoon. And when you're applying, you really want to make sure you're looking up at the ceiling, or you're just pretty much stretching out the under eyes of your face in general before you press it down, because you don't want to set any wrinkles. To contour, I'm going to take my little duo from Juvia's Place in Deep Dark and in Dark, and I'm going to take this fluffy fan brush that I got from Target. To clean up under my contour, I'm taking this large bristle brush from my Morphe 12-piece palette or 12-piece pack, and I'm just going to take my foundation shade and just, you know, brush it under the contour. That way it just kind of cleans it up a little bit more and makes it a little bit more defined and not muddy. To contour my nose, I'm going to use another very dense and short C brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to use that same contour shade from my Deep Dark palette. For blush, I'm going to go back into my ZULU Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to take the reddish pinkish shade, and I'm going to mix that in with the orange just to warm it up a bit. And I'm going to add that to the apples of my cheeks with a angled blush brush that I believe I got from e.l.f. To add some dimension to the lower lash line of my eyes, I'm going to take that same small bullet brush and dip that into Fulani and start applying that to my lash line over top the pencil liner that I added a while ago. And of course, you got to add a coat or two of mascara to the lower lash line just to tie everything together and make it more smoky. Now to set my face and prep it for a highlighter, I'm going to take my NYX Dewy finishing spray, and I'm just going to spray that generously throughout my entire face just to get it moist enough to apply the highlighter. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques highlighter brush, my BECCA Cosmetics Champagne Pop highlighter, and I'm going to begin applying that to the high points of my cheek. And if it comes out a little like too bright, you can always take your finger and just blend out the edges of it and keep building on it to get it to your desired look. And it doesn't hurt to add a little highlighter on the brow bone of your eyelids and on the inner corners as well. Okay, so to tie the entire look together, you got to make sure your lips are popping. So I'm going to take a brown pencil brush and I'm just going to outline or overline my lips just a tad bit to prepare them for the shade. And I'm going to take my MILANI liquid lipstick, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that onto my lips and blend it in because a little goes a long way. To top that off, I'm going to take my nude butter gloss from NYX, and like I said, just going to top it off a little bit. And then once that's applied, I'm going to take my lip pencil again just to, you know, add some more dimension to my lips because it was gone after I added that top coat. And let's do the outro.
Water that's all on my hands. A roof and she live on my fist. I gotta get me that he's rich. His story just begin. You on my suit. I just wanna get all the loot. Fucking your bitch every crew. I make you do what it do. Told her get loot like it loot. Wanna get loot like the news. Treat that girl like Uncle Luke. Give her my life, but that pussy for crew. Elephants all in the room.
And that completes the makeup look. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. Before you leave, go ahead and make sure you guys are like, commenting, and subscribing, and click that bell notification button so you're reminded whenever I post. Thanks again. Oh, and if you guys end up recreating this look, please tag me on Instagram. My tag will be at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to get to know me a little bit more, shoot me a DM, comment under a post or whatever, and I'll show the love back. Thank you guys again. Bye.
TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. Still with the dolls that I